Hey, it's PaulJamesLee here again with Brian the Bitcoin Inquisitor. Brian, you are gaining in popularity. People just love your wit, your personality, your bubbliness. How do you feel about Brian the Bitcoin Inquisitor as a kind of a name for your show? No comment, Brian? Well, what's your question for today? What's the story with Bitcoin? Is it That's what happens every time the Bitcoin price crashes, which it does on occasion. People running all over the place like headless chickens, screaming. The press filling up pages of print. The end is nigh. The world has ended. Notice how the journalists involved have approximately zero knowledge of Bitcoin, and the expert commentators are heavily invested in Bitcoin's demise. Of course, your average investor is looking on. I'm not buying into that. Look at the state of it. 6 to 12 months later, they're whining about the fact that they didn't buy back when. This is when. Right now. That's why most people make shit investors. Sorry to be so honest. But that's why I have this course of mine called Beginner to Winner, Cryptocurrency Investment Done Right, which shows you how to not be a shit investor. The thing is, Brian, good investment requires that you do pretty much the opposite of what your emotions are telling you to do. In fact, good investments are generally things you have to make yourself do. You use your head, not your heart. Interesting. So when is this shit show gonna finish up? I don't know really. Anyway, the thing is, I'm not that concerned because I'm a long-term investor, not a speculator. All the speculators are out of the market now because they're here for the short term. Guess why the price of Bitcoin is still around $30,000? Why? Because that's where all the long-term investors are holding at. Those who understand the game. But are you sure there are others who aren't going to jump ship? Good question. That I don't know. There are different levels of understanding of the long-term valuation of Bitcoin. There are those who understand the monetary system and why keeping your money in the bank for the long term is generally a bad idea. And it's a pity that there aren't more people who do understand this. The kind of people who would have watched Mike Maloney's excellent video series on YouTube, The Hidden Secrets of Money. Such people are well ahead of the game. Mike Maloney. Yeah, he's this Irish-American guy with signature red hair who listened to a financial advisor one day tell his elderly mother how he had beaten Wall Street by losing less of her funds than the Wall Street guys had that year. Mike took charge, told the advisor to take a hike, and he researched the whole area of money and investment for himself. Turned out to be a great career move. Mike today sells silver and gold, but he's also very keen on cryptocurrencies. What's it called again? Hidden Secrets of Money. It's free on YouTube. There's quite a few in the series. Better than Netflix. Anything's better than Netflix. Any other recommendations? Yeah, Ray Dalio is good too. He shows you the monetary cycles and where we're at right now. He's a big-time money manager who's been through the mill and had his own calamities and got back up from them. All the best people are those who had big blow-ups and have survived to come back and tell the tale. They're the only ones that I really trust because of their experience and their honesty. Yeah? How do I know I can trust you? Now, there's a good question. Well, you can check me out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also my book, which is available on Amazon, and many other sources. Your book? I wrote a book called The Human Side of Bitcoin and Cryptocurrencies. It gives you a tour of the cryptoverse. Talks about why Bitcoin was invented, who invented it, and what are the long-term ramifications into the future for Bitcoin and crypto. Is it any good? It's awesome, obviously. Of course, you get a free copy of the book when you do beginner to winner, which is pretty cool. So anyway, back to Bitcoin. Are you buying? Yep. How much? A little bit at a time. You gotta stack those Satoshis. Stack what? Yeah, I remember now. 100 million per Bitcoin. Wasn't it? Correct. Any further questions, Brian? We have many questions, Paul, but I'll leave them for another day. Alright, Brian, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Remember, like this video, subscribe, and share with 2 people. They'll thank you for it. And of course, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing when the next video comes out. And remember just how beautiful you are. What? Was that too much? Yeah, a bit. Okay. Sorry.